It's July 25th, 2020, and today I'm on Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I'm waiting at Iyannough Road in Hyannis, a village in Barnstable, Massachusetts. Hyannis is the end of the line for trains on the Cape Main, the rail line running between Boston and Hyannis. This line is known as MBTA's Middleborough/Lakeville line from Boston South Station to Middleborough, then the line becomes the Mass Coastal Cape Main south of Middleborough Station. The train I'm chasing today is the Cape Cod Central Dinner Train, which is scheduled to leave Hyannis at 5:30 p.m. At 5:45, the dinner train departed Hyannis 15 minutes late. Cleared the crossing, and then the conductor climbed out of the cab of the trailing unit to throw a switch. With passengers on board, the dinner train backed into the yard to the mechanical department. The trailing unit had minor issues that were soon fixed after 15 minutes. Finally, the dinner train starts making its journey north, departing Hyannis 35 minutes late. The dinner train is bound for Bourne, where it will pull across the Canal bridge to Buzzards Bay and back up onto the Falmouth branch to get out of the way of MBTA's Cape Flyer. I chased it north up the line to the next spot on my trip, Hoxie Pond and Sandwich. Hoxie Pond is a quiet pond and sandwich that the Cape Main crosses. Here comes the dinner train doing about 25 miles per hour. This train consists of ex-New Haven FL9M number 2011, 7 passenger cars, and FL9M number 2026. I continued the chase up to Canal Junction just south of the Canal Bridge. This junction is where the Cape Main towards Hyannis splits from the Falmouth line. Here's the dinner train heading north towards Buzzards Bay to turn around. Five minutes later, the dinner train came back, this time going onto the Falmouth branch to get out of the way of the flyer, which at this point is 30 minutes out. 30 minutes, the northbound Cape Flyer, known as the Flying Clam by rail fans, passed by with Mass.GP40MC number 1136 and MBTA F40PH-3C number 1054. Both engines on this train have been rebuilt recently, with 1136 being recently rebuilt in Rochester, Massachusetts, and 1054 rebuilt by MPI in Boise, Idaho. With the flyer out of the way, the dinner train could get through and head back to Hyannis. The bridge was brought back up after the Cape Flyer due to some boat traffic, which delayed the dinner train by about 15 minutes. As we waited for the dinner train to come back, the sun began to set, and finally they brought down the bridge. The Cape Cod Canal Railroad Bridge was built in 1933 and is still currently operating. This vertical lift bridge is operated by the United States Army Corps of Engineers and is currently the only way to get across the Cape Cod Canal by rail. The Cape Cod Canal Railroad Bridge is one of 3 bridges that cross the canal along with the Bourne and Sagamore bridges, which are used only for motor vehicle and pedestrian traffic. This bridge stands at 270 feet tall and is only lowered a few times a day to allow for the few trains that pass through here, as it is expensive to move this bridge and it also blocks boat traffic in the canal because at high tide there is very little clearance between the water and the bridge when lowered. This is the second largest vertical lift bridge in the country, second only to the Arthur Kill vertical lift bridge, which crosses Newark Bay between Elizabeth, New Jersey and Staten Island, New York. After some waiting, the dinner train pulled out onto the bridge and turned back towards Hyannis at sunset. Families and rail fans alike watched the dinner train turn back towards Hyannis with the beautiful sunset and bridge in the background.